Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Thursday, all today's guests, including Marty Biron, standing by, brought to you by the Vancouver Giants. They're in Prince George for a double dip this weekend. Giants' next home game is Tuesday when they take on Tri-City. Puck drop is 7 p.m. Grab your tickets for the Giants' final 4 home games at vancouvergiants.com/tickets. Joined now by Marty Biron from TSN, RDS, Buffalo Sabres analyst, NHL trade deadline Friday. Marty, I know you're busy. Thanks for doing this, sir. How are you? Looks like you're going somewhere.
I'm picking up the kids from school. I got to make a couple of runs, and then it's a couple more TV, radio. Sabres are playing at Nashville tonight, and then tomorrow morning I'll be up and early, driving to Toronto for the big trade deadline frenzy there. So it's a busy couple of days, but always enjoy coming on the show.
Oh, thanks so much. Okay, Sabres in the news. The Casey Middlestat from Bowen Byram deal. Yep. Does it make sense to you from a Buffalo Sabres point of view?
It makes sense for two things. One, I mean, Bo Byram is a fantastic hockey player. He's a great defenseman and young, right? 22 years old. So you're looking at Byram, Dahlin, Power, Samuelson. They signed Clifton this summer. They got Ryan Johnson, who's played really well for them. So they're going to be young and really good on defense. So I love the addition of Bo Byram. I didn't think he was available. I didn't think that the Sabres were in the mix if he was available. Now, the other side that it makes sense is trading Casey Middlestat. I think Casey Middlestat's a really good hockey player, and I love the guy. Like, he's a great guy, always had the time to talk hockey, talk golf, talk a bunch of different things. Was very liked in the locker room. Everybody said, like, he's the glue. Like, they're all hanging out at his place and all of that. But here's the thing. Middlestat, I believe, has reached his top, like his ceiling. He's leading the team in points, but it's not like he's a point-a-game type of player. He's more of a facilitator. And when you have Thompson and Dylan Cousins in the middle of the ice, like, Middlestat is really your third-line center, and he's going to want a lot of money as a RFA this summer. So I think it makes sense in that, you know, you trade a player that's at its highest value right now. You're getting a stud young defenseman in return, and it fits the bill for Colorado too. Colorado needs a second line center right now, so it works with them as well. So it's a 1-for-1 that really works for both teams.
Okay, so Bowen Byram and Marty, we know him around these parts. He played junior hockey for the team we just talked about, the Vancouver Giants. How does he fit on a Sabres blue line that already includes those young studs, Dahlin and Power, and I believe they're all lefties?
Yeah, so there's a lot of lefties. Yeah, in my projected group of 6 defensemen for next season, 5 left-hand shots, only 1 right-hand shot. So that creates a little bit of an issue. But so I think Rasmus Dahlin plays well on the right side. He's a good enough puck mover that when he's, you know, along the blue line in the offensive zone and the puck is coming to his backhand, he can make a play. So I put Bo Byram with Rasmus Dahlin as your top pair. I don't love Owen Power on the right side. I know he played a little bit on the right side at Michigan, and he's got the skills to do it, but I would keep Owen Power on the left side and then pair him with maybe Connor Clifton, who, you know, had a tough start to the season, but has really played a lot better in the last 2 months because he was actually, it's funny, they had a few too many righties. So Connor Clifton was playing the left side as a righty and he didn't like it. So they moved him back to the right and it has worked. And Matthias Samuelsson for me is the guy that was playing with Rasmus Dahlin until he got injured. I feel like Samuelsson's better suited for a third pair defense type of workload, a penalty kill specialist. He's signed long-term at about $4 million a year. So it's $4 million, but if you have a really solid 5th defenseman that kills penalties for $4 million, I think it's pretty good. So that's the way I see it. Byram on the left, Dahlin on the right, and then after that, you kind of make work with what you got.
Hey, Marty, how tough is this week on players? You played in the NHL. If it wasn't you in a trade deadline deal, you might have had a teammate. How tough is this week on certain players?
I never really worried too much about it. Maybe I was already preparing for my second career because I used to love it. I'd get up in the morning, turn the TV on when there was social media, check on social media, the websites, the blogs, what's happening, who's being traded. I got traded on deadline day, and I wasn't even nervous. I didn't expect it, really. I knew that I was going to be on the go later that summer. So when in 2007 I get traded to the Philadelphia Flyers, I was a UFA that summer, and I wasn't going to stay as Ryan Miller's backup. I was going to try to go somewhere. So when they called me into the coach's office, we were in Toronto, going to get ready to play the Leafs that night. Lindy Ruff calls me in, and he says, we're going to trade you. We just don't know yet where we're going to trade you. It's almost like I was excited. It's almost like it was, I was sad to leave the team, but it was like Christmas morning when there's a present under the tree. You just don't know what's in the present. I was excited to find out where I was going. And when it was the Flyers, I was really thrilled because I knew that they were rebuilding and I was going to get a chance to be a number one.
Marty, the Canucks they're in on some big names, starting with Gensel. But it doesn't look like looks like the Rangers are making some improvements today trying to get Gensel. If you're a Canucks fan, what would you want right now? They're looking for a top six forward. They're looking at Vegas, Edmonton, Colorado, Dallas have all made big moves. The Canucks haven't made one yet. Marty, are you surprised?
Well, no, they did make two big moves, but it wasn't like this week, right?
Yeah.
And the rumor, Chris Johnson, reporter Chris, has said that, look, if they acquire a guy like Gensel, maybe they flip Elias Lindholm. And I'm thinking, oh, my goodness, that would be very gutsy because they just got the guy, right?
Yeah.
But, I guess if Gensel goes to the Rangers or if Gensel goes to Carolina, it's better for Vancouver than if Gensel goes to LA or Gensel goes to Vegas, right?
Right.
And I think that's what, the Vancouver Canucks have to keep listening and keep calling teams and trying to find out who's going where. If Gensel stays in the East, I really don't see Vancouver needed to make a big move. I know that, Vegas got Hannafin, but did they get better offensively? And that's where their issues are right now with the Vegas Golden Knights goaltending is tough in Vegas as well. But, if Vegas doesn't get Gensel and LA doesn't get Gensel, I don't see who else as a forward has that ability to really change a franchise. I think Vancouver can stay pat and feel pretty good to where they're at right now. They're playing better hockey. They had a really nice win in LA, a defensive type of battle, a playoff type battle, a 2-1 OT win. Demko was really good. That save on Turcotte was amazing. So I think Vancouver is really good where they're at right now, depending on what the other teams around them will do before tomorrow.
Can Tyler Toffoli make a difference for a team, Marty? He's another name that's been thrown around these parts.
Yeah, so Tyler Toffoli is a great type of trade deadline acquisition player. I just wonder, why would the New Jersey Devils part ways with Tyler Toffoli? Yeah. They should go all in this year and next and say, hey, we need a goalie. Well, you know what? Make that Markstrom deal happen already. You need a top-notch goaltender, and not just this season, but also for next season. I looked at Lindy Ruff in his time as a head coach with the New Jersey Devils. The 10 goalies that he's had on that team are the likes of Jonathan Bernier, Vitek Vanacek, Akira Schmidt, Nico Dawes. There was Eric Comrie. There was Mackenzie Blackwood, I think, was there, but it wasn't really working well. He hasn't had a goalie, and then he gets fired. But I'm looking at Tom Fitzgerald in Jersey. You got to get a goalie. So I don't see that trading Tyler Toffoli would be the move for New Jersey. If he's available, I'm calling. I think everybody should call because I really like Tyler Toffoli.
Okay, before I let you go, Marty, you said that during your career, trade deadline, you were watching everything. You're watching, I don't know, Sportsnet, TSN, maybe our station. I'm not really sure. But come on, we always hear from players and coach. They don't pay attention to the media. What's the truth?
Yeah. Well, first of all, there wasn't the crazy social media that there is now. I know a lot of players are, at this time of year, they quit social media. I believe Alex Tuck in Buffalo said he's canceled his Twitter, Instagram, whatever, just because it's too much, right? And you get distracted easy and you worry about other things that you shouldn't be worrying about. But for me, it was more the entertainment value of it, as not thinking I was getting traded, not thinking we were going to make crazy moves. I was in Buffalo for the longest time, and Darcy Regier was a very calculated GM. There wasn't a lot of moves that were being made. But I love to see what other teams are doing. What is and back in the days it was Bob McKenzie, right? The godfather of and Bob was like on TV, and I'm like, I wonder if what Bob is saying right now, right? And this is all I wanted to consume. So I don't know, but I'll tell you this: when I became a free agent the 1 year after the Flyers 2 seasons, maybe I should have turned social media, because I used to call my agent every morning, every night for 3 weeks straight. I was a free agent, and he'd be like, "Stop listening to what people are talking about. Just listen to us." I'm like, "Hey, my name was mentioned in this trade rumor." They're like, "Listen, it's not real. It's rumors. Like, listen to us." So maybe I should have quit when I was more in later in my career.
It all worked out. It's human nature. Everybody's curious.
Absolutely.
Marty. Everybody understands that. Hey, it all worked out. Okay, go pick up your kids. Thanks for this.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Yeah, pick up the kids, work tonight, work tomorrow, and then maybe sleep in on Saturday.
Second hardest working guy in the media. Thanks, Marty. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right.